Welcome to Talent Hunt. One more time, it's Monday, and I'm so excited to announce that who is our guest tonight. Guess it. I believe that you are in a doubt. No, it is not usual. It's kind of unusual. The person you are going to meet, he is great in guitar playing. So today, let's meet Himanshu Agnihotri. Namaskar.
Namaskar. Thank you very much for having me, Ragini.
Thank you so much, Himanshu. It was great. And when I heard that you play guitar, and I saw a couple of the videos, and I just thought that you are amazing.
Thank you.
All right. So let's just see like a couple of the photos that we have, and I really want to share it with our viewers that that you are playing different instruments, and I am really surprised that how you got your interest into all these instruments together.
Well, where would you like me to start?
Well, you can start it anywhere.
Well, I mean, initially, I think anyone, you know, any fan of music is very straightforwardly impressed by a guitar. You know, guitar is a great way to get girls.
Okay. Oh.
Right? So it started with
Oh.
very basic, simple acoustic guitar. But life brought me in a certain point where just basic acoustic just wasn't enough.
Okay.
So it delved into a little bit of hard rock. So, you know,
Okay.
bands like Bon Jovi and just very mainstream acts started becoming very appealing. And I was also into wrestling when I was younger. So a lot of the entrance theme music was always wrestlers with like rocky entrance music, right? So it started with that. And then it was like, you know, why not me? Maybe I want to try it too. So guitar became one thing. Then as far as getting into drums, well, that was just kind of out of sort of a need to fulfill because I was just never able to find drummers. So it became kind of like a self-fulfilling requirement, like, hey, I want to produce all this music.
Okay.
I'm not able to find a drummer. And guitarists are a dime a dozen. Like, you turn around, everyone plays a guitar.
Yeah.
Drummers, however, not so much. So it came very naturally. Like, I was always okay with rhythm.
Okay.
But once drums came into picture, you know, that was just
But
another passion.
when you really felt it, usually in every household, the kids started playing stuff when they're like 5 or 4, or something like that. So when you really first thought that, okay, this is my thing, and I really want to do it, or
16 roughly seems to be the
16.
right age. Yeah, like
Okay.
I remember, you know, I moved to the United States when I was around 13, and the instruments in India are not very easy to find, especially electric guitars. And I always wanted an electric guitar. So being here, it became extremely easy. Like, I remember my aunt buying me my first one, and that was it. But then, you know, the hard part of actually learning it
yeah.
came in, which, you know, thankfully I have the best parents in the world that were okay with me playing terrible guitar for the first 3-4 years. You know, they were okay. Like, I
They
mean,
were okay playing terrible guitar.
electric guitar is not a very silent instrument. You have to
Yeah.
have an amp plugged in, and like I said, the kind of music I'm into, which now started proceeding from just hard rock to metal.
I'm really influenced. You know, I can use that word exactly for you. That how you went for this totally metal, right? I mean, as you explained it, it's like heavy metal.
Well, heavy metal is, I guess, you know, a step above hard rock.
Can you just explain this a little?
Just
Yeah.
picture all your aggression that you would like to take out on a human being turned into a musical art form.
Okay.
And that's what I really used it as. I mean, that's really what attracted me to it. It was, I think, a healthy way of channeling some darker thoughts that I was experiencing as a teenager. It was either, hey, should I get into all this messy things, or how about a better artistic outlet instead?
Okay.
So the best part about metal, besides, you know, the anger that it allowed me to take out as a teenager, was also the art. Not just music art, but the visual arts.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not sure if you've ever had the chance to see some of the metal album covers, but they are quite nuts. I mean, you know, just the weird, demonic, gory, guttural, just Just very dark, but still poetic and beautiful at the same time. Kind of like how the music is. As I started getting into heavier music, it just became like a necessity. Like when I first started listening to it, I used to hate the screaming part of it. I was like, no, this is not music, right? Like I want heavy music, but I want screaming. Then it slowly turned into, okay, no more singing, just screaming. The harder, the heavier, the drums became the simple, to just crazy blast beats, machine gun sounds.
Okay.
And like I said, to a normal person, they may seem like, just what the hell is this noise, right?
Yeah.
But deep down inside, under all those layers, is a rich field of complex artistry.
Oh.
And that's what really got to me. And, like I said, combination of angry thoughts and the crazy visuals and, thinking that it was like a healthier alternative were all very attractive things for a 16-year-old Himanshu.
Oh wow! Okay, that was quite a turnout, though.
Yeah.
So what was your exact age that when you came into US?
I was about to turn 14, so it's December of 2004, so I was around
All right. Okay.
13. So I'd finished half of my life
There.
in India, and I've lived
India.
half of my life here.
Okay. All right. Good.
So I was,
Good.
sort of best of both worlds of
Okay,
sense.
so when you play all these instruments and the drums, and as I have seen your photos, so how is your, how about your family? How about your parents? Because usually the Indian families, they're all more like classical, semi-classical Bollywood trainings, or something maybe the Indian drums, that
Right.
is tabla,
Right.
or something our culture, and you just went off into a totally different league. So I understand that they're very supportive, but how much they took it, like,
Well, here's the thing.
yeah.
Look at my face. Look at my arm. These
I love
are
your
all.
tattoos.
Thank you. These are.
Can you just show our viewers the tattoos? Show our viewers the tattoos. All right, okay. Here we can see your dad with you. And
Right.
I just love that pic.
Hey,
and
the
we have
one-
all the families out there. And wow, that is so cool. Yes.
Supportive is one thing,
Yeah.
and then actually becoming a part of it is another.
Uh-huh.
Right. So, like I said, the first couple of years were a little rough. I mean,
Okay.
but they were always at it, always supportive. They would let me just experience and explore, and my dad and I would take rides, right, like in a car, and most parents would not let you play the kind of music they would. My dad would let me play the most craziest music in his car, full volume, no matter what it was. And then when I started playing shows, my entire family would be there.
Oh, nice.
In a mix of crazy teenage kids. Here you see
I just love this
random
picture with
Indian
your friends.
parents.
And here we go. You were just playing your guitar. Oh my God, you look amazing. And your hairstyle's been changed in that photo.
Yeah,
though.
I never stick it out. Like
Yeah?
that was a little after I had
Okay.
just cut my hair. I
And,
had 2
and-
feet of hair.
Yes, right?
Not too,
Oh wow.
give or take, not too
Okay.
long ago. It comes with the package of being a metalhead.
Yeah. And like how many times you go for stage? I mean, do you like to more like make music for yourself, or you want to perform all the time?
I would definitely like to perform on stage, but at this moment, my musical project is in its initial progressive state.
Yes.
So I have a friend of mine, Carl, who does vocals for me.
Okay.
I track all the guitars, I track all the bass, I program all the drums, and then I meet up with Carl, who writes all the lyrics, and we just get together, we record him. Everything's done
So
DIY.
these are your own composition that you create?
Absolutely, from scratch.
Are you serious? Wow. Well, I heard you playing. I saw your photos, but I never thought that you also compose. That is quite great.
Here's the thing about heavy metal is that originality is the only way to go. People, that's just how it is. Like, you have your cover bands. There are bands that cover, their the songs that they were inspired by.
Yeah.
But if you don't have the knack to write your own music, then it's just really not worth it.
Okay, so I just, I heard sometime that heavy metal, but I'm serious that I don't understand anything because I just feel that they're saying something, but I cannot understand. So mostly when you write the lyrics or when you compose, so what are the themes mostly from the heavy rocks? Like, is it about life? Is it about like how you're getting like hold on to your lives or?
Right. So a good portion of metal does come from a darker self.
Okay.
All right, but not always. It's a lot of times people I think get the wrong impression that it's very negative, which it really isn't.
Okay.
Because people don't go past the screaming and actually read the lyrics, they will never understand. Life is discussed. I mean, inner demons are discussed. We all have them, right? And for any kind of music, really. I mean, is there really a better, healthier way to express it?
Yeah.
Correct. So politics is a pretty common theme in metal, and lately environment has been pretty popular. Fantasy is another. Like there's just think of it as fantasy, sort of like Game of Thrones sort of novels come to lyrics is really what you see. I mean, it really depends because heavy metal music right now is just not one thing. I mean, there's so many variety of these subgenres that to an average music listener, you'll be like, it all sounds the same to me. But to a metalhead, every little bit turns them on or turns them off. And based on the kind of music you write is how your audience is. And all those audiences for these subgenres are also all very different. And the speaking of which, my project is called Tandav, right? I went into writing music for the purpose of actually making something that will be inclusive of all sorts of subgenres. So we're in the middle of writing our next album. We came out with an EP around, I believe, January of this year. We released it, and it was called The Nascency. So the nascency, as I say, is the beginning of all things, and the nascency was the perfect title for the first Tandav EP.
We're gonna go for more about Tandav, and we really want to know more, and I want to let our viewers know that how beautiful that you structured it, and I would love to show them those pics. But before that, you know what? Let's take a short break, and we will be back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Keep watching Talent Hunt.
Welcome to Pride of India, Open Talk with Sridhar. What do you do in Expert Solutions?
We have realized what is the need of the market. People will learn the new way how to hire.
The Kailash of 26 years back before going to USA and today's Kailash, how would you feel yourself today?
That time I didn't have anything. In MBA I was only making $375 per month. It was very tough.
అమెరికాలో అదరహు అనిపించే ఇండియన్ రెస్టారెంట్, భారతీయ వంటకాలతో నోరూరిస్తున్న మొఘలాయ్ దర్బార్, క్వాలిటీ ఫ్రెష్నెస్ తో పాటు ప్రతి రోజు లంచ్ బఫెట్, బ్యాంకెట్ హాల్, టేబుల్ రిజర్వేషన్, ఈవెంట్ స్పెషల్, అన్ని రకాల వంటకాలకు ఆన్లైన్ ఆర్డర్, డెలివరీ సౌకర్యం, సరసమైన ధరలకి రుచికరమైన వంటకాలు మా ప్రత్యేకత. రండి, మీ ఇష్టమైన రుచులను ఆస్వాదించండి. మా అడ్రస్ సౌత్ బ్రూన్స్విక్ స్క్వేర్ మాల్, 4095 US Route 1, Suite 44, Monmouth Junction, NJ 08885. Contact 732-329-1700, 732-329-1702.
The rich, creamy taste of Vadilal.
Welcome back to Talent Hunt, and tonight we are here with Himanshu, and such a great musician, and of course a little bit hatke, that much I can say. It is not, we are not discussing about true Bollywood or true classical today. As I say, that Mana TV gives platform to everyone out there. This is your platform to help you grow, you know, and that is why I'm so glad, Himanshu, you know, because this is such a great project that we're in, and I hope that you're liking it.
Oh man, I live for it, really. You know, you guys are doing a fantastic job. I mean, you know, every artist deserves a voice. You know, there is a little artist in all of us, right?
Yes.
And it takes a different kind of eyes, you know, to recognize some of them, and a different kind of atmosphere to actually allow those artists to come and give that recognition.
Yes, absolutely.
And I'm not speaking about myself at all. I'm speaking about all the other musicians that have been a part of the show.
Yes, exactly. Absolutely. So let's watch a little clip from your video, and then
I hope your viewers are ready.
Yes, absolutely. They're all ready. They're all set. Let's watch. So Himanshu, I just want to ask you that you are playing the guitar.
Mm-hmm.
So what was the piece, and how you came up with it? What was the idea for that?
Well, the piece is actually entitled Gray, and I guess initially it was, I would really just write the compositions. As far as the actual moral of the song or the tone of the song, that really comes from my singer Carl.
Okay.
Right. Thematically or tonally, the song is just very aggressive and straightforward for the most part. But it's when Carl came into the picture is what Tandav really needed to, get that fire lit under it. He writes in a more sort of here's life, here's how we're messing it up, and here's how we should not. And that's sort of the gray area of life. So he kind of figured all of that into this specific piece. This was actually really a test to see if I could really do it. I mean, you know, it's one thing to write the music, but then to write, you know, create a video
produce it.
for it,
Yes.
and to produce it.
Yeah.
It was the first song that I ever finished, including writing and playing the bass for it, programming the drums front to back, mixing it, and then, you know, learning how to master it.
So that means that you, as you play, then you work behind the scenes also, like editing part and the recording part also?
Absolutely. Tandav is, and from how I can intend it to be in the future, is a sort of a DIY project. And I conveniently am all right with technology, so I'm able to, you know, record, not only record, but mix and, you know, I delve a little bit into mastering end of it too.
How you got the name of Tandav?
Like I said, metal is a very sinister sort of an image, right? And Tandav, if I'm not wrong, is the dance of destruction, performed by Shiva, who is the god of destruction.
Okay.
Right? At that moment, when I came up with it, I could not think of a more metal name. But not only that, I wanted something that I guess would sort of reflect my Indian cultural side of things too. And overall, I mean, all the, you know, images and stories related to Shiva are just so, you know, fantastic that it just made sense at the time. And not for nothing, the dance Tandav is written by Robin. Now, not many people will know that. And how much more metal or sinister can someone be than Robin, right? I mean, even the story behind how he wrote the song for Tandav using his veins and everything. It's just really crazy and just really cool, to be honest.
Okay.
And it just happened to be that Robin's also an Agnihotri, so that was just sort of a great way to just round everything into this little ball of evil sort of thing.
All right. So, who is your favorite artist, if I ask you?
It's I guess the front man to this band called, ironically, Death. He the first band to start a specific genre of metal called death metal.
Okay.
His name is Chuck Schuldiner.
Okay.
So he's you know, just a mastermind of composition and just writing original sounding metal music.
Okay. I really want to ask you that by your profession and your study, so are they go hand in hand?
Sort of. So I graduated with a degree in film.
Okay.
And besides, you know, the editing aspect of actually, like, you know, editing the videos, I mean, it's always helps, you know, like I'm able to visually figure out how my music's supposed to go, right? And not for nothing, I've been able to put my efforts in learning film into making films as well.
Okay.
So, for example, about a year ago, we finished our first film. Like, there's not many creative people in my family. Conveniently, my cousin Anshuman is. So one day, Anshuman and I get together, and we're like, we're gonna make this film, and we finally made a 9 to roughly 10-minute long film called Station, which was another test. Can we actually make something together? You know, a lot of people worry about getting popular or famous. We're in the stage of our life where can we actually finish something? You know, so that became our first project, and it did fairly well. I mean, we got nominated in New York Indian Film Festival for that film.
Really? Congratulations.
This year. Thank you.
It's wonderful.
And you know, things are looking good on that aspect too. So, you know, I've something to do with film that's going on the side, and Tandav, which is, you know, like my baby. So
okay,
I'm able to work both of those.
I just love your two babies, actually.
Yeah,
you know, your band and
I'm a fan of them too.
Yeah, and one side is your band, second side is your movie, and all this like the editing thing you do. That is quite impressive.
Thank you.
That is really impressive. So, who is your teacher? How you learn?
Honestly, YouTube.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. All my viewers, you should know. I mean, Himanshu is such a great gentleman that he explained to me that in this world right now there is no other way around. So everyone can go and learn anything they want, right?
Absolutely. Everything in this world
Yes, sir.
is something you can learn just by first Googling and then by watching a video on YouTube.
Okay.
There's at least a million videos on how to, from beginner stage of you learning an instrument to the most intense, most expert level. The only thing stopping you from learning anything is the fact that you're not putting time and effort into
How
it.
about your editing and all that? So,
Similar.
okay.
I mean, I went to school for
Yeah.
film, like I said. It just happens to be very convenient that the workflow for editing films and music is sort of similar. But then again, mixing is a beast in itself, right? There's a video for everything, guys.
Okay.
just
All right.
spend some time in it.
Okay, we got
If you
it.
can think of something to Google,
Yeah.
you're gonna find the answer.
I actually love the way you masked your face for Tandav, you know, it's like the
Right.
tika red and all your faces like covered with ashes. So I just love the way you like pictured yourself or your group or the band. So what is the vision for your journey towards music next?
Well, we released an EP, like I said, before we went on the break. We released our first EP, The Nascency, and now we're working our way into our first full-length album. The Nascency only had 4 songs in it. It was, like I said, another test. Can we finish something? And between Carl and I, we were able to get things done. We're in the middle of writing our first full-length album, which will be roughly about 50 minutes of all original music. We're also in the middle of finding members to complete our lineup. As of right now, we're missing a drummer
Okay.
and a bass player.
Okay.
For our recording purposes, we're able to work with today's technology. We're able to, program all the drums in. And as far as the bass goes, since I'm able to play guitar, I'm also able to handle playing bass for now too. But the main goal at the end of the day is to perform live in a full band. Take an hour of someone's time and just, perform in front of them. And because that's really, at the end of the day, the greatest test for any performer is you get to play live. And I don't want to do it halfway where, I have the laptop playing in the back for both bass and drums and it's just Carl and I. Like, I want a complete band and I want the craziness of the live metal show, the craziness of the live metal audience. That is really where the goal is.
Just to have the feel.
Right, and trust me, the metal shows are one hell of a place to be. Like, you're either going to have the greatest time of your life or you're going to have greatest time talking about it tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah, like, I mean, even from all the aggression you see coming out, everybody, the brotherhood in the scene is completely incredible. Like, you may see someone you may look at some of the mosh pits people will have and go,
Yeah.
why are they hitting each other? It's just the way we hug.
Yeah, exactly. So how you can define the life and success?
I guess as long as I get to keep doing it and keep putting more material out, I think it would be considered a success. Even if one person out there listens to it and says, I really liked it, and they spend their actual time listening to it, that's success enough for me.
Okay, that is quite a good statement. I just love that, Himanshu, because mostly these days people are running after big names and all these things, but you just want that people to know about, let them know about your creativity, your style,
Right.
and how much effort you're putting in. So I just want to ask you that with all this, like mostly in the band, right? So it takes a lot of practice, lot
Right.
of time that you have to put together. So when you find the time, because I know that you work almost 8-9 hours, so how you make time to fill up those gaps?
You just find a little bit of time that you
Yeah.
find. When you're in the beginning stage of playing guitar or any instrument, you have to consistently keep at least 2 hours every week, whether it comes in 20 different increments of 10 minutes, or whether it comes in one sitting of 2 hours. It doesn't matter. You just have to stick with it. Once you're past that first couple months stage when what you're playing actually starts making
Yeah.
sense,
Yeah.
that's when you'll start getting the interest of actually making it. People don't stick it out with it because, you know, they don't hear themselves sounding well. So how do I keep the time? I just, you know, make sure I get my 2 hours in little tiny spans. And with drums, it becomes very difficult because drums are loud. You get home around 7 or 8 o'clock, you're not going to play drums, right? So I reserve my drums for the weekends. However, with guitar, I'm able to, you know, just plug my amplifier into a headphone. I can play it dedicated and just keep putting the time in.
All right, thank you so much, Himanshu. And you know what? Our time is up, and we're almost at the end of the show. And I really want to thank to all my viewers who are watching and listening to this beautiful musical soul. And thanks again, thanks a lot.
Thank
and
you
I
very
really
much
want
for having
to
me.
thank to Mana TV for giving us this beautiful opportunity to bring new talented faces every week in front of you. So don't miss Talent Hunt Monday 7:30 to 8, and stay with us. Watch us on Mana TV.